Oh snap. Braided Benzo back. Don't need to start with the comments about my hair. Alright guys. I had a rough weekend. As you can tell by the title. So let's just get straight into it. I'm gonna go chronologically, but not really. Save the best for last. Or should I say, save the part that I know you guys care the most about for last. So, it all started Friday. As I have already shared on the last live that I did, I was showing you guys the tooth they pulled out. I'm not gonna do it on this video because I understand some people are weirdly sensitive about that stuff. I mean, I have seen some things as it pertains the crazy ass, like about myself. So like for me, a simple tooth doesn't really. I have pictures of me with my entire side of the face open, like you can see through, and there's bleeding tissue, like looking like mac and cheese. So, yeah. Anyway, for the longest time, and it's funny that you would think that by now I would have gotten better at taking symptoms serious. And I spoke about this on the live, and I said, the single thing that allows me to be so good, like the one personal quality I have that allows me to be so good to keep trooping on regardless of my situation, and the thing about me that helps me to just like never give up, never get down, never get depressed about it, like is the same exact reason why I got this whole cancer to begin with. Because and this is also something from like the way I was brought up. Like me growing up, I remember, we got sick. My dad would ask us like, because like we would be like, oh, I'm sick, like I can't go to school. And then my dad would be like, are you sick? If you're sick, you're sick. And then I'm gonna take you to the doctor. But the doctor's gonna find out whether you're actually sick or not. So are you sick, right? And so the underlying message was like, you better be sick. Don't be lying about that. Just to like not go to school. And for the record, I think that's a great parenting. Shout out to Dad. So like we always like, my parents when they got sick, they wouldn't even go to the doctor. You know what I mean? Unless it was like really bad. So we were always kind of taught to basically not be pussies and to not run to the doctor for the minus. That's not a word. For the slightest thing. And so, way back, more than 13 years ago now, I had the symptom of having a bad taste, aka pus in my mouth, for years. But I never just thought anything of it, so I just kept going, and then it was already too late. And so, all of these years, I've been having one tooth left on this side, and for years I'll have these like periods that'll take like 2 weeks where my upper gums become heavily infected and they just start hurting like crazy, and it gets to a point sometimes where like I can't really eat, I can barely eat, I can barely talk. It's just, and this has been going on for years. And I never really like bothered again to like go see a doctor or a dentist about that. I would just literally, ride it out. I would just keep living, keep doing my things, and I say this in a non-douchey way because it's actually stupid. But I have an incredibly high tolerance for pain. This is something that I've known for a long time now. I remember my titanium plate breaking in two the plate that I put on my jaw. This is back in like 2015, and still like walking around with it for like a week. And then finally getting to a surgeon. And the first thing he asked when he saw the pictures of the scan was, how are you like just sitting here? You must be in excruciating pain. It's not normal that you're like, and I was like, yeah, it hurts a lot, you know? So yeah, that's something that I've always had, but it's not actually a good thing, guys. Like, you might think it's like, oh, badass, like, you don't feel pain. I mean, I do feel it, it's just like, I don't think it's serious enough. So long story short, I know it's already a long story, but hey. I've been having this tooth up here basically cause all these issues. But mind you, I have been to a dentist here in Mexico a few weeks ago, a public dentist that is like included in my public health care plan, and she had a look. And then I went again to another dentist from the public healthcare system. So both of them had a look, and they both were like, oh, looks fine, nothing we can do. So like, it's not all on me, you know, it's also just on people not doing their job, which is very common when it comes to doctors and dentists and surgeons. Like, don't just get a second opinion, get a third, fourth, and fifth opinion, guys. Anyway, when I finally made it to a facial surgeon from the public Mexican healthcare system, it was him, and this is about maybe a week ago, it was him who finally pointed out, like, hey, like, all that pain that you're feeling, because I was, especially recently, I was ascribing that pain that I was feeling to the hole in my jaw right here, right? Which is still there, obviously. But it had nothing to do with that. It was all because of this heavily infected tooth up here. And so it wasn't until I finally saw this facial surgeon about a week ago that he pointed that out. He was like, that tooth is literally like rotting. Like, you gotta get that taken out ASAP. So I double checked with my surgeon back in Belgium just to make sure that it wasn't a bad idea. He gave the green light, and so Friday night at 6 p.m. I had a mini surgery. So it's not just I didn't go to a dentist, I went to a private Maximilian facial surgeon who's literally the same type of surgeon as the one that did my whole reconstruction. So he kind of put me to sleep, it's like sent me to sleep, and then he extracted the tooth, which was really hard. So the reason, guys, it became infected is not because I have bad hygiene, on the contrary. I think I brush my teeth 3 times a day, and I use mouthwash daily. It's that because of the tissue of my cheek, it is so tightly pulled against that other teeth that there's no space in between, there's no room in between for any brush or anything to clean it, so I wasn't able to clean it. And so it just got messed up, and it's basically been messed up for like a long ass minute now. It might have been for a couple of years. Of course it hasn't, like, it's a gradual process, and it just get worse and worse. So he put me to sleep. It's not like a full-on sleep, but it's like kind of. And then he extracted it, and it was hard as hell for him. I always hear, like, I'll go to these like really good surgeons and stuff that have a lot of experience, and then I'll always hear like, wow, you're like one of the hardest cases I've had to work on. Like, that's always me. My mom always told me I was gonna be special, so there you go. So that got pulled out. Then he told me, like, I couldn't lift weights for at least like 4 days. I'm like, what? Like, I didn't understand. I never knew about the connection between getting a tooth extraction and not being able to go to the gym. So I'm like, what? And so then I did some digging, and it turns out I went down this rabbit hole of what they call a dry socket. So when they pull a tooth, what happens is a blood clot forms to basically fill up the gap and create new tissue and to make it heal. But that blood clot is very sensitive, And it just by sneezing or sucking through a straw too hard, or biting something that's hard, or just like a wrong movement, you can actually dislocate that blood clot, have it like come out, and then it's all fucked basically. So I've been like very wary of that, but taking care. Today is Tuesday, and I just hit the gym for the first time since getting my tooth extracted. So that was Friday. So I should be good. More than 72 hours, should be fine. And so, anyway, got that pulled. It's funny because the pain of the infection is gone, but I'm still in another type of pain. Like now I'm in another type of pain. Now I'm in a type of pain where it's like my gums hurt because there's a gaping hole. And as you guys saw, it was like a dinosaur tooth, so it was this big. You can go to the live and check it out. I was dancing with it on camera, much to the dismay of my subscribers. But so, still in pain, but feels like it's getting better every day. A big part that sucks about it is that I've been on antibiotics since. Because like, yeah, that's just that's the protocol. I hate antibiotics. They just make me sick. They make me weak. They inhibit my training. But even more so, they actually have an effect on like the way I feel. Like certain antibiotics make me feel low, make me feel sad, make me feel, I don't want to say depressed, that's a strong word, but it definitely messes with me, so I'm not feeling ideal at all. So, and I still got to take them for like another 3 days, so, but okay, at least I have access to antibiotics, so I should not complain. So yeah, all of that happened. Let's hope the gums recover soon and the pain is gone soon. But that was basically the first thing on the weekend. So that very same Friday evening, I had a birthday party of one of my Mexican friends from the north, from Sinaloa. She invited me. I don't get to see her a lot. And guys, if you're building a new life in a big city, new city, when opportunities occur to invest in a relationship, invest in a friendship, for example, a birthday invitation, I highly encourage you to take it. I feel like in today's society, a lot of young people just get a kick out of canceling stuff and staying home, and they think it's a flex. Stop listening so much to your feelings and how you feel, and like, I'm not up for it. My social battery. Always with this damn social battery, man. Just go. If you want a better life, if you want to stop being lonely, go. Suck it up. Go for 2 hours. Pop a caffeine pill. And troop through it, you know? I'm not saying that was the case for me. Like, I actually like going, but like, I had all the reasons not to go because, you know, my gums are all swollen. I just had this mini surgery. Like, it was, but I still went. So I went from like 9 till midnight, stayed for 3 hours, and I got myself one of those city bikes that I'll love to ride to get back. So here's what happens. I'm riding back on the bike, going home. It's literally midnight. I'm like 2 blocks away from home, and all of a sudden, a motorcycle pulls up behind me. 2 guys on them, I think young guys, and the guy on the back punched me in the back of my head as they passed, just like boom. So as you can imagine, that came out of nowhere, just senseless violence, senseless assault, and thank God I'm a really good, like, I'm Belgian and I grew up with a bike, so I have very strong stability on the bike. So I didn't fall down. I was able to maintain my balance. But like, I easily, like, just imagine me like falling on the ground face first, landing on my jaw. Bro, I could have literally died. Absolutely insane. And if you ask me for why I think it happened, of course I don't know. But given the senseless nature of the act, given the fact that they didn't try to rob me or anything, I'm gonna be super honest. I think they saw a big blonde white dude on a bike in Roma Norte, and they're like, "You fucking gentrifier," you know what I mean? Like, we're gonna get you, we're gonna scare you, we're gonna fuck with you. So I honestly believe that is why they did that. Do I know? I don't know. That's the only reason that I can come up with, to be honest with you. But yeah, it was messed up, I'm not gonna lie. Like, getting punched in the back of your head out of nowhere. God damn. Alright, I'm not gonna go there. The noise, man, the noise gets to me sometimes. The noise gets to me. They just love noise. It's like, bro, you don't gotta be ringing that bell all the goddamn time. Like, we get it, you're here to collect the trash. Fuck. Anyway. Train of thought. So yeah, no, so obviously, like, it was a big shock. I was in a shock for a good second. I felt like the audio of life dropped out, you know, and it's just like, deep, like you don't know what's going on. That's how it felt. And yeah, it was messed up. Like, I'm kind of glad it happened to me and not somebody else, because, like, I can take it for what it is. Obviously, they were cowards. I was yelling at them to come back. Of course, they didn't. But yeah, not a pleasant. Like, I think a lot of people. First of all, like, bro, you're playing with my life. Like, not to be dramatic, but to sucker punch me in the back of my head, which is always dangerous, regardless of the situation. But then, whilst I'm on a bike, like, bro, that's insane. Of course, it's not going to change my opinion on Mexico. It's not going to change my opinion on the people. It's not going to change in how much I love living here. But it would feel disingenuous to not mention that on my channel. You know, like this, I got to talk about the good and the bad. So that really happened. And then, of course, dun dun dun, the part that you've all been waiting for. I'm probably going to have to disappoint you, because I do withhold the right to not share everything. And so in this instance, especially if there's another person involved. So if you saw the last live, you would already know, but the fact of the matter is that my new love interest, the girl that I had been seeing, that I met over maybe like 5 weeks ago, we had a great run. We did 2 trips out of town. We went to Tepoztlan, we went to Mexico. Amazing romantic getaways. I had the time of my life with her. She's an incredible person, heart of gold. And I will always cherish the time that I had with her. Like, she came into my life like a literal angel. And she just, like, reminded me of a lot of things about myself, and I'll turn out her to be thankful. But unfortunately, things did not work out. We identified a bunch of cultural discrepancies, things that we kind of disagree on, and I'm very grateful that we were able to talk about all those things in a very mature way, very loving, like, clear way, rationally. And so we both decided that it was best for us to part ways. Such is life. But remember what I say, guys. I always say, you can't complain if you're in the game. I was fortunate enough to spend time with that person, and I'll always be grateful for that. Instead of focusing on the loss, I would much rather focus on the things that we had, and it was very, very real. And so, but yeah, all of that happened in the span of less than, basically it all happened on Friday and Saturday, so like 2 days. But moral of the motherfucking story, we're not gonna stop. Stay down till you come up. We had a big come up. We were flying high. Now it's back to come down a little bit. It's time to come back down a little bit. It's time to regroup. And that being said, I'm here by announcing that I'm also, today was the last day of my bulk, so I'll be entering a cut to get in the best shape of my life once again. Summer is here, city boys are up, and we're gonna keep enjoying life. And now I'm gonna get my usual, I'll order on camera. ¿Qué tal, jefe?
Hola amigo.
Fueron un grande con extra jengibre, extra betadine, fresa,
Sandía.
sandía y con jugo de
Naranja.
no,
¿No?
jugo de zarandoria.
Muy bien.
Muchas gracias. I think I got it all. Y piña también, por favor.
¿Sí?
That's it. So I got red beet, I got red beet, I got ginger, I got pineapple, I got strawberry, I got watermelon, I got carrot juice. Am I forgetting something? Oh, and I got cactus, nopal as well. So this is like the best shake for absolute health purposes, and it's delicious. One of the greatest things about Mexico is access to like fresh fruit and vegetables. So I take full advantage, or as they say here, estoy aprovechando. Alright guys, that is the video. Thank you for watching. I'll be back soon. Don't forget, stay down until you come up. Peace.